You ever roll up somewhere thinking you're about to have the most peaceful weekend of your life, only to realize you've walked straight into somebody else's drama? Yeah, that happened. Imagine driving up a mountain to the cabin your grandfather built with his bare hands, only to have some lady in pearls and pressed slacks march over, call you a trespasser, and swear up and down she owns the whole damn ridge. Welcome to my Friday. So I'm gripping the wheel of my old Ford, climbing these tight turns through the Blue Ridge, the way I've done since I was a kid. But this trip's different. I'm not just escaping work or city noise or whatever else needs running from. This time, I'm reclaiming something that matters. I'm 44 now, but every memory of this place, every log my father split, every trout we caught from the stream out back, it's still right here. The cabin's been in our family for 60 years, tucked far enough from the road you'd miss it if you didn't know where to look. It's got a tin roof, spots of rust, logs weathered as a baseball glove, but it still stands, still home. I parked in the clearing, cut the engine, and let the mountain air pour in. There's something about that silence. You can almost hear the past in it. I unloaded a couple bags, a box of tools, some old photo albums Mom insisted I rescue from her attic. First thing I did, I got a fire going in the old pit Dad built out of river stones. Sat back, flipped through the album, and there it all was, black and white photos of my grandparents in this same spot, Dad as a kid. Even me, 10 years old, skin knees and a fishing pole. It's more than land. It's a legacy. I felt that, deep down. But peace, well, peace is always temporary. I just settled in, fire crackling. When I heard gravel crunching, I figured maybe a neighbor. Except, out here, nobody just stops by. I look up, and there's a shiny silver SUV. Out steps this woman, buttoned up, notebook clutched tight, hair so perfect you'd swear it squeaked. She eyes me, the cabin, even my cooler, then says, "You can't be here." Just like that. No hello, no smile. My heart's still warm from the fire. So I play it polite. Afternoon. This is my family's cabin. Just here for the weekend. But she doesn't blink, just steps closer, shoes sinking into the dirt. "I oversee this ridge," she says. "And I've never seen you before." That's when I got her name, Margot Finley, president of the Ridgeway Estates HOA. You could tell she liked the sound of that title, like it meant sheriff, mayor, and mountain queen all at once. "This land's been in my family since the 50s, I said, trying not to laugh. "My father built this place." She snaps back. "I don't care what stories you've heard. You're not on my list, and you need to leave before I take further action." I could feel my patience getting thin. I told her, "I've got the deed, tax records, photographs. You don't have authority. Here." She looks me up and down, jotting something in her little notebook. "Rules are rules," she huffs. "This community doesn't allow unapproved structures." I shook my head. "This isn't your community, and you can't enforce your HOA rules on land that's never belonged to you." "But Margot," she's not hearing it. "People like you," she says, voice dropping, "don't own property up here. You ever get that cold, ugly feeling in your chest?" That's where I was. She threatened to call the sheriff. I said, "Call whoever you want. I'm not going anywhere." She stalked off to her car, slammed the door, and sure enough, pulled out her phone. Next thing I know, she's sitting there in her SUV, headlights pointed right at me like she's hoping I'll combust from guilt or something. For an hour, she just sits, scribbling in her notebook, glaring at me. Finally, I walk over, careful, not angry, just done with the silent treatment. "You got something you want to ask me?" She lowers her sunglasses, glares. "Who gave you permission to be here?" I almost laughed. "Lady, this is my cabin. I don't need permission. I own it." But she wasn't buying it. "You don't look like someone who belongs up here." It stung. Not the words themselves, what she meant by them. I stood my ground. When your HOA was just some lines on a blueprint, my family was already here. My grandfather cut timber, my dad bled on this land. I'm not leaving. Her lips curled. "Fine. I'll handle it myself." She calls the sheriff. I hear her telling them, "There's a man trespassing." Refusing to leave, I don't feel safe. That last part? That's how people like Margot work. They twist it, make you the threat. I grabbed my folder, filled with every scrap of proof I had. My hands shook, not from fear, but from the gut punch of having to defend your own place against someone who just decided you didn't belong. 15 minutes later, 2 sheriff's SUVs roll up. lights flashing through the trees. Margot leaps out, waving them down like she's the one under attack. "That's him," she cries. "He broke in. He's a danger. I want him gone." The deputies, one older, one younger, walk over. The older one's calm, asks me what's happening. I tell them my name, show the deed, tax receipts, photos. He studies them. The younger one nods. "Ma'am, this deed's legit. Dated, notarized, parcel matches county records." Margot's face twists. "You can't believe him. He's a liar. I run this mountain." The deputies, thank God, keep cool. "Ma'am," the younger one says, "the HOA doesn't extend jurisdiction onto unrelated parcels. This isn't your property." She rages, points at my truck, tries every angle, but it's not working. The older deputy tells her, "We're siding with the facts. Unless you've got proof, there's no violation." Margot sputters, "I am the proof. I've lived here 20 years, never seen him before." The deputies exchange a look, like they've seen this before, and repeat themselves. "We're done here. Don't harass him, or we'll file charges on you." Margot's not ready to back down. She keeps shouting, notebook flapping in her hands, but the deputies are unmoved. I watch the crowd grow as neighbors trickle in. Edgar from down the ridge, his wife Sharon, even Colleen Ramirez, who always seemed reasonable. Margot's thrilled. For an audience, he's trespassing, breaking in. I hold up the folder, steady as I can. Not trespassing. My family's owned this since the 50s. Here's the deed. Here's the proof. Edgar frowns. Sharon glares. Colleen asks the real question. "Margot, why does the HOA care about land that isn't part of Ridgeway?" That gets people talking. Some side with Margot, scared, I guess, of change. Others realize what's happening. I take a breath and speak to everyone. My grandfather built this cabin with his own hands. My father raised me here, taught me respect for the land. That's not lowering standards, that's building them. Colleen nods. Even Edgar looks less sure. But Margot, she can't let go. "He's manipulating you. I've kept this place safe. If we let him stay?" It starts here. Finally, Sergeant Lowell, older deputy, steps up, ends it. "This isn't a vote. He's proven ownership. Anyone interfering further is breaking the law." Margot blusters. But she's been outmaneuvered. She threatens, "This isn't the end. I'll take it to the board, the county, wherever." I just meet her stare. Truth doesn't change because you don't like it. Eventually, everyone leaves. Colleen pauses, tells me quietly, "Some of us know she oversteps. You belong here." The deputies wrap up, tell me to call if Margot comes back. I'm left with the fire. Burning low, alone at last, but the peace I came for feels different now. I look at that cabin, my dad's handiwork, my family's story, and realize this fight wasn't just about me. It was about anyone. Who's ever been told they don't belong, even with proof in hand? And that's the real heart of it. Sometimes standing your ground isn't about winning a shouting match or convincing a crowd. It's about holding steady when someone else tries to write you out of your own story. Legacy is louder than lies. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to fight for what's rightfully yours? Tell me what you think about Margot, about justice, about who really belongs. Drop a comment, share your story, because at the end of the day, truth matters, and we're all a little stronger when we stand together.